Hello everyone, welcome to GR IAS Academy's daily current affairs for prelims. So every day we are uploading two videos. One is for editorial analysis and the second video is for prelims. So this video is related to the prelims news articles. What are the news articles that are related to the UPSC prelims? So these are our topics today and my name is Harish Amiti. So let us start. So our first article is regarding Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971. Why this article in news? Because our Chief Justice of India in a recent case had made a statement that our abortion law, which is this Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act, is already very liberal compared to the even many Western countries. So first of all, understand that a woman when she gets pregnant, there are debates regarding when the child exactly acquires life. So it is not yet fully agreed what is the exact moment the child or the baby acquires life. So the definition of life itself is very controversial. So there exists an always debate about rights of pregnant women versus right of life of child. Okay, so this child, the baby is unborn, he or she does not have a voice, but if he or she has a life, she has the right to life. So at the same time, every woman has the right over her own body, the dignity, and if she is willing to have the pregnancy, if she is willing to have the baby, then only she can have it. No one can force to have baby. No one can be forced to have a baby, because it will only lead to further negative consequences like poor neglect or poor growth and leaving children everywhere. So it leads to further problems. So there is a continuous debate across many countries in the world regarding the rights of the woman versus rights of the unborn child. So it is not yet settled. The same debate is going on in India. So in a recent case, a 27 years old woman went to Supreme Court asking for permission, because in India, abortion was guided by this MTP Act 1971. So this MTP Act 1971 lays down these guidelines regarding the pregnancy and termination of pregnancy. So it allows only up to 20 weeks in general for everyone. In certain rare circumstances, it will allow up to 24 weeks. That means after becoming pregnant, 24 weeks. That means if you roughly take 4 weeks as a month, so 5 to 6 months, this law allows for termination of pregnancy. But beyond 24 weeks, it is not allowed unless very severe threat exists to the mother or the child, or there are severe fetal abnormalities. So in rarest of the rarest circumstances only, termination of pregnancy which is past 24 weeks is allowed. So in this case, the woman who approached the Supreme Court is of 26 weeks into pregnancy. She is 26 weeks into her pregnancy. So now after 26 weeks of pregnancy, she came to Supreme Court saying that because of a special medical condition, she does not know that she was pregnant. So because of a rare medical condition, she could not identify the pregnancy at an earlier stage. Meanwhile, this 26 weeks passed. So without any of her mistake, now she could not resort to the abortion under this law. So whether the Supreme Court now is debating whether they should allow under this clause or not, among the rarest of the rarest circumstances or not. Meanwhile, one incident happened that doctors to whom the judges of the court has directed to submit a report, when the doctor submitted the report, it was shown that the baby had a heartbeat. So the baby is now having a heartbeat. So it is alive. So it was now fully ascertained that this baby, whom who is supposed to be aborted in this case has a life. It is proved in this case. In many cases it was debated, but in this case heartbeat is clearly recognized by the doctor. So now this current case became right of a woman over her body versus a life of a child. So that child or the unborn baby now clearly has a life. It has a heartbeat. So that is why Supreme Court is debating this issue. While debating this issue, which is not yet concluded, still it is sub judice. While it is being debated, so see, our Chief Justice of India made the statement that Indian abortion law is already liberal, pro-choice, and far ahead of other countries, even countries like USA. USA has statewide laws. In USA there are 50 states, and laws regarding pregnancy varies based on states. Some of the states in USA are very backward in outlook regarding the pregnancy compared to India. India is very liberal in this issue compared to many US states and many Western countries also. So I hope you got the whole issue. Here are the facts laid out regarding the Medical Terminants of Pregnancy Act. These are the facts, and this issue, as I told here, the right of child versus right of woman. So it is still being debated. So as it's shown here, it was listed for October 16. So in the next coming few days, we might see a judgment. So this is how the real life dilemmas are. So here the baby is clearly alive. At the same time, woman did not do any mistake. Because of a rare medical condition, she could not identify pregnancy. So this is the kind of dilemmas we usually face in our lives. So next news is Nigeria. So Nigeria, for some reason, is in news. That news is itself is not important. So there are some rogue militias in Nigeria. So Nigerian army is fighting them. So this issue is not relevant. But understand that Nigeria is in news. So we should know about it, so that our syllabus line in geography, physical geography of the world. So under the physical geography of the world, we are supposed to know the geography of the Nigeria. So see here Nigeria. On northern side it is bordered by Niger, northeastern side Chad. Here there is a small border to Chad, and here it is Cameroon. So on the west side it is bordered by Togo. On the southern side it is bordered by the Atlantic Ocean. This is the Atlantic Ocean, and this is also the Gulf of Guinea. So I hope you understood this. Just because Nigeria in current affairs, we are supposed to know it, because see this previous question regarding Afghanistan, the whole year of 2022, Afghanistan was in news. US has vacated Afghanistan and Taliban has taken over in Afghanistan. So this is the question given in 2022. This is a previous question. You can just try your answer and can Google it. You will get the answer. So next news is CAG. Same as previous news, here the news is irrelevant because some people are leveling political allegations on CAG and transfers of some officials under the CAG, but CAG has refuted these allegations, rejected it. Again, the news is not important, but understand that CAG in news. So take this opportunity to understand what is CAG. So the early beginners should understand CAG. So who is CAG? CAG is an independent authority sanctioned under the Constitution of India. He is not a statutory authority or executive authority. The office of CAG is sanctioned by the Constitution. It is mentioned in the Constitution. In the next slide, we will see under which articles. But the office of CAG. CAG is the short form of Comptroller and Auditor General of India. So CAG of India. CAG is a constitutional authority. So he is the head of Indian Audit and Account Services. So this Indian Audit and Account Services is one of the civil services under this current exam. The various services being recruited by UPSC has Indian Audit and Account Services amongst it. So CAG is the institution through which the accountability of the government, other public authorities. See, so CAG upholds public authorities and government to parliament and state legislatures. Current CAG is Girish Chandra Murmu. So these are the articles in the Constitution that talks about the CAG. So Article 148 primarily sanctions the office of COG and his appointment and oath and conditions of service. So it says COG is for 6 years. Term of the COG is for 6 years. He should be appointed by President of India, and he can only be removed like the judge of a Supreme Court. So Article 148 talks like that. I suggest you to read all these articles from the Constitution, the hard copy of the Constitution. Google it or buy this small PM Bakshi. Read all this article on your own, all the text, literal text from the Constitution after this video, because it is very important. All the important articles from the Constitution, fundamental rights, DPSPs, fundamental duties, and here and there some important articles in news like this article. You should read manually from the Constitution PDF. Don't read only from Lakshmikant or from questions or from this type of videos. You have to read all the important constitutional articles from the direct Constitution itself. Okay, so I suggest you to read all of these articles later from the directly from the Constitution. So Article 148, 149, 50, 151 talks about the COG, and this Article 151 says COG should audit the accounts of the center and submit a report to the president. So all the reports of the union government or central government are audited by COG. What do we mean by audit? He verifies that all the financial transactions have taken place properly and recorded properly. Whether if someone says I am taking this money for constructing a bridge, are they truly constructing a bridge, or they are using it for something else? So this is what auditing is, checking every financial transaction and record maintenance is in proper order or not. So that is what auditing is. So COG does this auditing for the union government financial transactions and submits the reports to the president, and these reports are in turn submitted to the parliament by the president. Again, at the state level, when COG audits the accounts of all the states, each report of the state submitted to the governor of that particular state, and that governor lays it down to the legislature of the state. So here is a sample question. The accounts of which of the following are not audited by the COG? Union government. Please pause it if you want to try by yourself. I am about to reveal the answer. The accounts of which of the following are not audited by the COG? Union government, he is audited, it is directly conveyed in the Article 151. State governments, it is also conveyed in 151. Government companies, yes, the very purpose of the COG. There is also another act called COG Act 1971. Okay, so there is a COG Act 1971 and this constitutional article. All these fundamentally clarify what are the duties of the COG. So auditing the government companies also, public sector units, etc., also the function of COG. So COG audits all these three, but in the question it has asked not audited by COG. So it is municipal institution. Why municipal institution? Because when we adopted this constitution in 1949, November 26, at that time there were no municipal institutions or Panchayat Raj institutions. These were later given constitutional basis in 73rd and 74th Constitutional Amendment Acts in 1993. So municipal institutions are not audited by the COG because in these amendments it was not given any, there was no provision saying that COG should audit this. But many people who worked as COG recommended that these municipal and Panchayat Raj institutions also should be brought under the control of COG. But till now they are out of the purview of the COG. So next news is MIZORAM. So again MIZORAM is in news. News again I am saying this is not important. This particular is editorial, but it is not important. There are 5 states in India are scheduled for election in the nearby time in this year end. So these 5 states are Telangana, Mizoram, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, and Chhattisgarh. So all of these states are going for elections by this year end. So every day Hindu is publishing one article in each state. So five editorials on 5 states continuously. So today they have published on Mizoram. This is a political article, so primarily talking about political incidents, political equations. So this is not relevant to us, but understand that Mizoram is in news. So understand a bit about Mizoram geography as a part of Indian geography. So why I will explain with one previous example in the next slide, but let's understand Mizoram geography here. See, Mizoram is here. On the eastern side, here it is Myanmar. So Myanmar has an Mizoram has international border with Myanmar on the right. Again Bangladesh on the left. So left side Bangladesh, right side Myanmar. On the northwestern side there is Tripura, another Indian state. On the northeastern side, Indian state of Manipur. On the northern side, Assam. So 3 Indian state border it, 2 neighboring countries border it. So that is what the geography of Mizoram. Here it is also Aizawl, its capital. So just roughly remember it. No need to by heart it, the exact location. Just roughly remember it is on the west side, north and western side of the Mizoram. So why I am telling you this? Because see this question asked in 2017. You can just see it, try it and Google it. This is a UPSC question in 2017 prelims. So we should also know the states and their rough geographies, their neighboring states. So you should have a mental picture in your mind. Next one is India, Middle East, Europe Economic Corridor. So you can call this IMEC or IMEEC. It is up to you. So some people are calling it IMEC, IMEEC. So India, Middle East Economic Corridor. So our foreign minister who is attending the G20 meet in Marrakesh saying that West Asia conflict will not affect IMEC. What is this West Asia conflict? It is everywhere in news. Israel-Hamas war. This war of Israel and Hamas near the Israel and Gaza Strip is a current ongoing West Asia conflict. So India has planned something called India Middle East Europe corridor, which is going through this particular location which is under war. So now this our finance minister saying group of finance ministers are saying no need to worry, it does not affect this. This is a long term plan, so it does not affect it. So just read a brief about this IMEC. It is a planned economic corridor connecting Asia, Persian Gulf, Europe. So Asia is here. This is the Persian Gulf between Iran, UAE and Saudi Arabia. This is the Persian Gulf. So from India to UAE in the Persian Gulf, then to Saudi Arabia, then to Jordan here, then Israel, which is under war currently, then goes to the Europe. So this is the IMEC. It is a planned economic corridor. These are the member countries. Just remember it. See, US is a part, even though geographically it is not involved in this IMEC. Still, US is a member in this project. So our last news for today: rescue operations by India. So as I said, Israel and this Hamas are at war in West Asia, and many of our Indians are stuck in this uh, Israel and Gaza region. So India is conducting a operation called Operation Ajay. We are sending our planes and airlifting those people from those conflict regions and bringing those people who got stuck to India safely. So this is what a Operation Ajay. So Operation Ajay is being conducted in Israel. Similarly, India has conducted such rescue operations in the past also. Here I have given the list. So this might come in a match for connecting matching format in UPSC prelims. So see, Operation Ganga was conducted in Ukraine last year when Russia and Ukraine went to war with each other. So Russia attacked Ukraine actually suddenly, and the war, this war is also Russia-Ukraine war is also still ongoing. But when the war began, India has conducted an operation called Operation Ganga and airlifted all of our Indians. Similarly, Vande Bharat operation was conducted and the Indians were brought from many countries during the COVID-19 pandemic. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Movement was not allowed. All international flights were banned between countries. So Indian got stuck in many countries. So through this Vande Bharat flights, Indians were brought from many countries to India. At the same time, during the COVID pandemic, Operation Samudra Setu was also conducted. So Indians from the neighboring countries such as Sri Lanka or Mauritius or Maldives are brought to India through ships by naval operations. So when it is done through naval ships, it is called Samudra Setu. When it is done through flights, through aeroplanes, it is called Vande Bharat. So two operations during COVID. So Operation Rahat from Yemen. So if you see in the West Asia map, just to the right side of Saudi Arabia, there is a country called Yemen. In this Yemen, primarily there are something called Houthi rebels. Houthi rebels, these are rebels against the Yemen government. So this Yemen government and Houthi rebels are fighting with each other in this country of Yemen. Yemen is being supported by the Saudi Arabia. Houthi rebels are being supported by the Iran. So in 2015, it was intense civil war in the country of Yemen. So India conducted Operation Rahat to airlift the Indians in the Yemen. Similarly, Operation Maitri in 2015, there was a big earthquake in Nepal. So to bring out the stranded Indians from Nepal, India conducted Operation Maitri. Operation Safe Homecoming. So in 2011, US attacked Libya and killed its leader Gaddafi. He was a dictator leader of Libya. In 2011, US declared war on Libya and dethroned this Gaddafi. So during that instability, Indians were brought through Operation Safe Homecoming. Similarly, Operation Sukun was conducted to airlift. This is not airlift actually, through ships. I think Operation Sukun was conducted to bring people from Lebanon. Here also Israel was involved because in this 2006 it was a war between Israel and Lebanon. So during this operation, mostly through Mediterranean Sea, through the naval way, Operation Sukun was conducted and Indians were brought to India. So in 1990 also, Iraq attacked Kuwait. Iraq attacked its neighboring country Kuwait. You see the map, all these countries. Please go to your atlas and see these maps. Iraq attacked a neighboring country Kuwait in 1990 and Indians were airlifted from the Kuwait in 1990. There was a movie made by Akshay Kumar on the its name also Airlift, based on this 1990 our operation of airlift. So these are some rescue operations by India. That is for today. Thank you everyone. Please keep following us, recommend us to your friends, share our videos, comment on our videos. So please subscribe to our channel. We keep uploading high quality videos every day. We will upload editorial and prelims news also. Thank you.